Hello everybody. This week we're going to be doing core exercises for runners. We have a mileage jump this week, so we're going to be doing more body weight core exercises, but they're still challenging. If you are experienced with running and weightlift and mileage, then please feel free to add in the weighted exercises today or at a later day this week. As always, we are going to get started with a warm-up. So today we're going to start with press-ups because we're going to be opening up our breathing muscles, our hip flexors, and getting our back and core ready for our exercises. Ideally, with this press-up, you are able to extend your elbows fully with the front of your hips on the ground. That way we know we're using 50-50 hip and lumbar mobility. If you only use lumbar mobility, then you might be leaving your hips up off the ground, which would indicate a tightness in your hip flexors. So if your hips are way up here, then you can just partially work on extending your elbows with keeping the front of your hip flexors on the ground. As you do these, you might be able to go further and further each time. At the top, take a deep breath and expand your lungs. If you sit at a desk job or you do a lot of biking for cross training, these are very good to do before a run. Okay, all right, let's get into some flexion-based motion. You're going to start in a squat if you can, heels all the way on the ground. Go as wide with your squat as you need to, and then you're going to go up into a tucked position. So we're doing a squat to almost like a pike or a downward dog pose. This is getting our posterior chain all nice and stretched out. We got our calf muscles, our hamstring muscles, our lower back, lat area, and then we're trying to breathe into our ribs in a different way with flexing the spine. Okay, let's do 5 more of those. Okay, and it's always good to do our world's greatest stretch. So 1 foot forward, hands on the instep of your foot, other foot back, flexing our big toe for a nice stretch there. And we're going to open up our chest, our groin, working through our shoulders and our thoracic spine stiffness. Let's do 10 on each side. Okay, good. Switch legs. Okay, continue your warm-up if you need extra time. If not, we're going to get ready to go into a side plank position. So come up into a side plank. You want to start with your knees in front of you, your feet in line with your hips, in line with your shoulders, in line with your ear, your elbow underneath your shoulder area. If you need to modify, you can go up onto the knees. If not, extend your legs and extend the knees. Make sure your shoulder's back and that your trunk is not twisted forward. Again, so your ear is aligned with your shoulder, hip, knee, ankle. Your feet should be stacked up on top. You don't want your shin hitting the floor. Okay, now that we have our side plank position down, we're going to go into rotations as a modification to make this more running specific. We get to work through those shoulder blade muscles that help our drive when we are running. Good. Okay, other side. Another modification is you can stagger your feet if needed for some more stability. We're going to do 10 on this side as well. Good. Continue on with those. Take breaks as needed. 3 sets of 10, plank with rotation. We're going to go into a forward plank position. This plank will also have a modification. So we're going to have, again, our elbows underneath our shoulders. You don't want your lower back to be sagging down, your butt up in the air. So nice in between position. If you need to modify it onto your knees, then you can. With this plank, we're going to do some hip abduction taps. So you're going to try to keep your back as level as you can, like you're balancing a tray of cups filled with water on it, and you don't want those cups to spill over. Good. If you were doing the knee plank, you can just simply hold that, or you can do some single leg work as well by doing some half knee bent abduction. You can go alternating with that one too for that stability challenge. Okay, let's do a good stretch in between. Okay, good. Some of you may like to do your planks on your hands as well, so I will show that position. Remember not to hang your head down low or have a crease in your head up like that. You want the back of your head and your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Good. If you have a looped band, you can also put that around your ankles. Go up into that plank position and do some resisted side taps. Good. So you're trying to get to 10 taps on each leg with those until you take a break. Our next exercise is going to be a bird dog. So you're going to be in a hands and knee position and extend your opposite arm and leg. Again, we can visualize that tray of cups filled with water on our back. And we're trying to have slow transitions so that our pelvis is not rocking with these. It helps to start with the knees underneath your hips and your knees separated about shoulder width apart. So same concept as our forward plank. We don't want our head creased up, just our eye gaze is going towards the ground. I will show a variation to add a little resistance into that. You can put a long band around your foot. If you don't have a looped band like this, you have a long piece of TheraBand, then you can make a loop on the end of that TheraBand for your foot and then hold the long end of that band as well. So you're going to start in this position and then extend out against that resistance. Again, you're going slow and controlled with this motion without tipping over or overly collapsing in your lower back. Okay, go ahead and switch sides and extend out. So it's good to do asymmetrical core exercises like this because we can definitely tell what our harder side to stabilize is. We might be able to tell something about our shoulder blade acting with that opposite hip, which is exactly what happens when we're running. So this is a really good time to get in tune with your body and see what imbalances you need to work on. For this third set of bird dogs, I'm going to show a variation with a weight that you can do. This is if you just want to make this more of a challenge, but you don't have the band set up at home. We're going to do a bird dog row. So with that opposite leg extended, you can row up a weight. Or if you have a very light weight, you can use that light weight to extend out forward as well. But the bird dog row is a challenge because my pelvis is going to want to do the opposite side rotation. If you want more range with this, you can be on a bench while you're rowing so you can fully extend your arm down. The bench is also harder to stabilize on. Okay, I'm going to switch to my other side. Our neck posture while we're running is very important. Because if you get very tired and you start to extend in your head like that due to fatigue, then you're closing off your windpipe. You're not allowing proper airflow to go through, which is going to make it even more fatiguing throughout the run. So even working your neck muscles can make you a better runner. Very good. Okay, so that was 3 variations of a bird dog that you can add to your exercise library. Next, we're going to be doing a dead bug. Similar to the bird dog, I'm going to show you some variations on these. So we're going to start on our back. And beginner level, we can come to this tabletop position. We're going to extend opposite arm and leg. We did this in our banded warm-up, so I will be showing some banded versions next. If you want to make this one at this level more challenging, you can bring your head up, not bringing the head up by closing off or curling your neck. You don't want to close your chin towards your neck. You want to lift your neck up by drawing your upper rib and abdominal region down towards your hips. And I should have space in between my neck. So keep your neck elevated by using your upper abdominal muscles, keeping your lower back in a neutral position not overly extending when you extend. Good. Okay, let's take a rest right there. Grab a band for a modification. Again, I'm going to use a long band for this one. I'm going to draw up my head, again with space in between my chin and my chest. And as I extend one leg, I'm going to hold against the band. I'm going to do all one side first, just for that ease of not having to switch the band back and forth. This is a heavier band than some of those TheraBands that you might have long pieces of. So because I have weak shoulders, I'm not able to fully do the arm part of this. So I'm keeping my arms stable, still working my core muscles, extending out into the band. Okay, good. You can also use a band like we did before around your feet. Come up into that bird or dead bug position, going back and forth. This one you want to use nice flexed foot coming up towards your shin and have space in between your knees. Don't let your legs crisscross. Just like our bird dog, we can also use weights for our dead bugs. So you're going to extend that opposite arm and leg and have the weights alternate as well. Okay, so choose what version you like best, whatever is most challenging for you or whatever you have around your house, and continue on with those if you didn't get through all of your 3 sets of 10 on each side. For our next exercise, we're going to go into the side plank position. I'm going to show a couple modifications with this one as well. You're going to place your elbow underneath your shoulder again, ear in line with your hip, in line with your ankles. Going up into the modified version would be on your knees, and then going into the fully extended position on your feet. So what we're going to do is a hip dip. We're going to be working our obliques, our pelvic stabilization muscles, but also giving them an active stretch as well. Good. Okay, we'll switch sides. Up again. Our obliques help with core stability, but also that twisting motion while we're running. Our glute med, TFL, you might feel those along the side of your pelvis with these. Their job is to stabilize the pelvis, to control excessive rotation of your femur while you're running as well. Those muscles have connections into our IT band. So they help with knee stability. So for you IT band syndrome prone runners out there, these will help with that type of stability. So remember that your core isn't just your abdominal muscles. Your core is comprised of all of the muscles around the pelvis, and you can even feel that connection into our shoulder blade area. Good. Last set. Okay, if you didn't feel your obliques in that one, you're definitely going to feel your obliques in this next exercise. We're going to go back into a forward plank position. So elbows underneath your shoulders again. You're going to be straight with this one. And we're going to be doing some hip bone taps side to side. Let's try to get to 10 to each side. Okay, and then go down and do a nice stretch in between. Rest your neck muscles. Take a deep breath in. Those ones are hard to speak through because you can feel. Okay, we'll go down into the next one. You can feel how your core muscles relate to some of those breathing muscles that are part of your core as well. So your diaphragm is part of your core. Good. Okay, modified version. You can be on your knees for that. Go down to your elbows, be on your knees, and continue with the side taps. I was doing a bad example of hanging my head there. So remember to keep your breathing muscles in alignment good by retracting your head back. All right, quick stretch there. Oh, and quick stretch there. Okay, that is our core routine for today. We're gonna end with a little stretch. So if you can, go into the cross leg position, and we're gonna reach forward. If you need to go a little bit wider with that position, you can do that as well. But let's curl up as much as we can. Do that flex position. Now you can let your head hang down into a nice breath. expand your breathing in between each area of your rib cage. Good. We're going to come up, hands behind, lift your chest towards your ceiling. Feel that stretch on the front part of your ribs, and inhale and exhale. Good. Now we're going to bring it into a side stretch. You'll feel that shoulder blade connection that we used a lot in our planks. We worked our shoulders a lot in the dead bug and bird dogs as well. So sneaky upper body routine thrown in there. It's very important that we breathe into our sides and our lower back with this stretch, because if that tightens up, then we lose our breathing mechanics, and our hip and pelvis can lock up, become too tight, and that can lead to so many issues: low back pain, pelvic floor issues, even shoulder pain. Other side, last stretch. You guys are doing such a good job with your training plans. Be kind to your bodies. Don't forget the other things besides running. Have a great week, everybody.